Okay, Mama. If you're thinking of buying a condo in Manila, especially in BGC, this video is for you. Over the last year, Jenny and I have documented our journey buying condo in Park McKinley West, applying for Philippine bank loan from overseas, preparing the unit for Airbnb, and learning a lot of lessons along the way. And honestly, we received a lot of questions from the viewers. So today we're gonna answer 10 most asked questions you guys asked us on the channel. So let's get started.
Yeah, and make sure that you stay until the end because we'll also share the system and the tools that we use to manage everything from UK and while still working full-time job.
That's right. So first question is, how long did the BDO loan process take?
Yeah, how long?
How long? So probably this is number one question we received, and people often think it's difficult part getting approvals, but actually the approval was relatively straightforward for us. The challenging part was gathering all the documentations.
Yes.
But from submitting our application until final approval, it took us only 1 month. But a lot of things depends on how quickly you respond to requests and how quickly you complete all your documents.
Yeah, and one thing that surprised us was that there wasn't really a hidden document, and instead there were a lots of additional requests. So more proof of income, updated bank statements, and clarification of overseas employment as well, extra signatures, notarizations, and authentication requirements.
Yeah, they even asked us to provide references from the employment, so I had to give managers details. Yeah, but it was not that hard, I would say.
Yeah, actually they requested the one locally, which is from the Philippines, and because how can they contact the
Attorney in
overseas?
fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but for me, I don't have anyone back home. It's only maybe for like friends and family, which is not really good because you need something from the employment. So I gave the one here in overseas. So, but I haven't heard from them that they've been contacted by those people, but I think my sister is the one been contacted because she's my
Attorney in fact.
attorney in fact. So
Yeah.
they only contacted her, and also they asked about her workplace and the company and stuff like that.
Yeah. So the biggest advice is simple. Assume every document will be requested and create a folder with absolutely everything to get ready before you apply. And we have already a video with the BDO and Metro Bank requirements as well we created. It will save you a lot of time and weeks of delays.
Yeah, and now for the second questions, what are the monthly holding costs before renting the unit? So a lot of the first-time investors focus only on the mortgage payment. So that's a mistake. So even if your condo is empty, the cost will be continuous, or your outcome, you're going to be a lot of costs even though it's empty.
Yeah. For our unit, we're budgeting for in several categories, as should you probably. So first would be the association dues, which will never stop. Second is real estate tax, or is it familiar?
Yeah.
I didn't know we have to pay for the
We
condo.
have to pay for
I thought
a
it's only
yearly
for the
one.
land.
Yearly one, yeah.
Yeah, the third one is insurance. Then you have utilities and
bills,
maintenance,
yeah.
and eventually repairs and replacement items. The exact numbers depend on the building and the size of the unit, but the important thing is to calculate these costs before you buy and not after.
Yes, so many investors only calculate the mortgage payments, then they get surprised when the unit is empty for a month or two, and always please have a cash buffer.
Exactly. So the third question is banking finance or developer financing. So to choose between a banking loan or in-house financing. So we get this question all the time from people, and our answer is simple: just pay with your own money.
Yeah.
Don't take any loan.
Yes, yes.
That's the cheapest
The
option.
more you borrow, the more interest you pay.
If you can, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you can talk about developer financing. Jenny.
Yeah, so for the developer financing, it is convenient, it's faster, there's less paperwork, and approval can be easier as well. But convenience often comes with a price.
Yeah, they even told us actually not to avail
Yes,
developer
yes,
financing.
yes.
I asked that question. So usually local banks offer lower interest rates, long-term commitment. The trade-off is more paperwork and more requirements. So for us, spending extra time collecting documents was worth it in the long term because of the savings compared to the developer in-house loan.
Mm-hmm. So every buyer is different, but always compare the total cost over the entire loan period, not just the monthly payment.
That's right. So the next question is why Park McKinley West? Why did we choose that location?
Why? You ask him. He choose that one.
We just got lucky.
Yeah.
But so this is where options become interesting because everybody has their favorite area of BGC. Some people love Uptown, some people want High Street, some people want Ford Bonifacio Center. So it depends.
Yes. For us, the Park McKinley West offered a combination of factors. So, first one is the price, also the location, and we noticed about the future development as well, and the overall value.
Exactly. Also, metro station coming as well very soon.
Soon, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. So when we compared similar units in central BGC, prices were significantly higher in BGC Central. So Park McKinley West gave us exposure to the BGC area while still staying within our budget. And we also like the future infrastructure improvements happening around the area. Also, very close proximity to Venice Mall.
Mall, yeah. And also, it's more quieter because I prefer a quiet place now compared to this bustling town or cities. I
Yeah,
notice
that's
it
right.
every night because before we live here in UK, near to the town center, and it's so loud during Friday, Saturday because of the drunk people.
It's mostly every
And
day.
yes, and we have like police coming. So I think I prepare quieter places now. I think because I'm getting old.
Well,
I prepare
also
quiet
when
place.
we rent, I think most people prefer as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so nobody knows exactly which development will perform best, but we focus on finding something that we could comfortably afford rather than chasing the most expensive one.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so what's the next question?
Yeah, so next one will be, have there been delays with the pre-sale unit?
Not for us, I would say. So I know of a lot of people contacted us saying it's delayed. They had to chase developer,
Yep.
especially in towers B and C. But for us, no, it came actually early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So construction projects are complicated because of the weather, permits, supply chains, the labor as well, and many things can affect the timeline.
Yeah. So our advice is not to build your timeline just on a proposed final date.
Yep.
You just have to plan around it, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can get your unit early like us, it's up to you. And I think it's some developers offer also discount if you want to get your unit earlier. So for us as well, we were lucky actually. We got offered a discount as well.
Yeah.
What else, Jenny?
And we have to maintain regular communication as well with the developer, which is pretty good because he works from home and I'm really not good with checking my emails. And also keep records of those emails, keep record of the notices, and stay informed all the time.
Yeah, because of what happened with our contract, I was not
Yes.
keeping contract, and yeah, we had an issue. We had to resign our contract.
Yeah, that's the only one thing that's we have a problem because the one who offered us first, what do they call it? The one who's like doing the pre-sale?
Agent. It's just
Yeah,
an
the
agent.
agent. It was changed because she resigned or she left the company, and then from that time,
she built a big fortune from the unit she
yes,
sold, and she said bye bye. I'm
yes,
retiring.
yeah. So from that time, we didn't know that she left, and no one took over us from that point. So when
Yeah.
we visit the Philippines, we were asking, "Oh, where is?" She said she told us that she left, and then when we asked her who's taking over, and no one knows. So by that
Yeah,
time,
but
that's the only time that they gave us a new agent.
yeah, but a good thing is what I realized is that you can contact MegaWorld directly, so they have a
Yeah.
customer helplines. For us, we just email them and they very quickly respond. So I think in essence you don't really need an agent after you sign your contract because you can directly
Yes.
contact the developer and they will answer all the questions. And sometimes we just see that the agent was just like person in the middle, so she
Yeah.
just relaying communication on behalf of us. So if you're confident doing it yourself, I think that's the best because we will get also answers much quicker.
So I think mostly that's gonna be some. Most people will be having the delay because if you contact the agent, and because the
Yes.
agent will going to contact the delay from those answers of the questions and the emails,
Yeah, you have to
that's
follow up.
when-
You have to follow up again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, those will be maybe some people experience like that because my husband find out who we contact directly. So it's a matter of like asking who and who's the people in charge directly for this setup because of course there's other people from finance, there's other people from
Oh, yeah.
corporate or
And then
something.
they keep changing as well.
Yes, a lot of people. We have to talk to many people. And also, it's like the other incidents is our contract that we have to do another signing of the contract. So because of we're overseas, they need it to be notarized.
Yeah,
So,
we were not told
yeah.
as well. That
So what we did, we just print it here, sign it here, and send it via the DHL. They said everything is fine, but then the agent changed, and then they said, "Oh no, this is not valid." So when we went home, that's the time that we do everything,
And just to be fair, we just find out about it directly contacting MegaWorld, accounts team. So that's the one of the points why contact MegaWorld directly, I would say.
Yeah.
Because you will get direct information and they know how the document should look like.
And even in the email, they pass you around. It's like, can you like they going to CC someone else? Can you sort this out something? So and then after that, it's another person that you're talking to, and you have to explain everything again. What's happening?
Yeah. All right. So what's the next question?
Yeah. So premium Airbnb or standard Airbnb?
Okay, this is very tough decision. I have to cut this.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Next, premium Airbnb or standard Airbnb?
Okay, so this question we always get asked as well, and it's a very tough decision because standard Airbnb, it's attractive because of the cost. What you need is just a fridge, beds,
Yep.
very minimal investment. Whereas premium Airbnb, you need a lot of woodworks,
Yeah.
shelves,
Yes.
premium like integration of all the appliances, premium bed, mattresses, curtains, lighting. So a lot of changes, and it's a big cost. Where we realized it's from
Yeah.
one to two plus million, I would say, for the premium.
Yeah.
Standard would probably cost you around like 300,000, no more than that. So this question changed how we think about the entire project. Yeah. Originally, we thought of also basic setup. What we discussed, just bed, sofa, TV,
Yes.
and done.
It's because of the money matters. But then when we started looking at Airbnb listing in BGC, we noticed something interesting. So the most successful units look very different. They look intentional. The design is really more, what do you call it? Like luxurious
Premium,
premium
hotel-like,
one. Yeah.
yeah.
Compared to if you just renting and like, oh, this is just like, we're gonna
Yeah.
just sleep.
Yeah.
But no, a lot of one that's more bookable are the one that really are good ones,
You can see in the calendar as well. Premium units, they have very few days available in a month, whereas basic units are always free. The calendar is free. So basic condo is no longer enough, I would say.
Yeah.
If you guys have 50 options, which one would you choose, for similar
Yeah, and
prices?
it's a lot of people doing Airbnb, so it's very competitive in the market. So we're planning now for a more premium setup. Not luxury, not crazy expensive, but thoughtfully designed. So it's like homey and
Exactly.
at the same time, feel like you're a bit in a hotel or posh.
Yeah. So if I had to choose one feature that matters the most, professional design and photography would be the one.
Yeah.
Before guests read your description, they always look at the photos when they book. Even me, when I look for a place, I always
Yeah.
look through the photos. That's the time I read the description, or maybe don't even read it.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure there is a pool.
Yeah.
Okay,
so we have our self-manage or use an Airbnb management company.
Yeah, this is also the next most asked question. Which is better and more convenient, self-manage or use management company? And honestly, with this one, I'm currently struggling a little bit, to be honest. Yeah.
So since we live in the UK, this is a very important and huge topic for us. So
Yeah, so technically you can manage it yourself, and many people do that, but it requires local cleaners, local maintenance contracts, guest support, key management, emergency support, and lots of coordination, as answering guest questions before they book, after they book. There's too much.
Yes, and also it's hard to trust people like when we're here and and you just rely on them. Sometimes they be like when you need them they're not available.
Yeah.
And
Imagine if they don't come and clean
yes.
the condo.
So
they decide to leave.
we are leaning more now towards professional cleaning or management, I mean.
Yeah.
Because our goal is not just creating another full-time job.
Yeah. A typical full service management company may charge somewhere around 20 to 30% of the gross revenue, sometimes more depending on the services they provide. The cheapest option isn't always the best, I would say. So ask exactly what is included, cleaning, guest messaging, maintenance, photography, revenue optimization, and make sure you understand the whole package. But for us, I found quite a few management companies, but the communication was and is actually challenging.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to chase many times to get any response, and I thought they should be interested in the new clients, signing up new clients. But we'll get there in the end, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do foreigners need a local representative or SPA?
Exactly. That's another question we always get asked. So this is the one of the biggest lessons we learned. The answer is yes. So eventually you likely need someone to represent you there.
Yes, so not necessarily for every small task, but for certain transactions, document signing, the banking matters, and property management and emergencies. Having a property drafted SPA can save enormous amount of time.
Yeah. And you also need to make sure the SPA is reviewed by the solicitor or the lawyer, I would recommend. Because I've seen some of the SPAs, they're very, very open.
Yes, broad.
Yeah, they're too broad.
Yes.
So we spend a lot of time reviewing actually and making sure that we have a safeguards in place. An SPA should always have limits like expiration date, clear authority of boundaries, not just sign a generic document without understanding it. And in that case, they can sublease even your unit, if you're not careful. So you have to be very careful because that's your unit and that's your property, and to make sure no one can abuse it.
Yes. So, how do we verify that 40% of the foreign ownership is limited?
Well, I don't know. We just asked them.
This is something many buyers don't know about. So until they're already deep into the purchase process.
Yeah, the safest approach is to ask the developer, like what we did, directly and request confirmation. So large developers track foreign ownership allocations because they must comply with the Philippine laws and regulations.
And don't wait until it's the turnover time. As early before committing into significant financial, or the funds.
Or else you have to find a Filipino wife. Maybe that's a good thing. Fortunately, established developers typically have systems for monitoring this, but they trust and verify. You need to trust and verify. Always ask this question. And for us as well, we did ask, and I think they said that they still have few available. But for my friend, they said no, it needs to be a Filipino buyer or a spouse.
Yeah.
So they ran out, I guess.
Next question.
Okay, how do you balance a full-time job, investment, and the YouTube?
What's the truth? It's not always easy.
Yeah, that's why sometimes we release one video every 2 weeks.
Yes.
I work in IT. We both have careers. Then there are property investments, bank paperwork, contact reviews, contractors, and also YouTube. Sometimes it feels like a second job already, but I dedicate some time in the evening, in early mornings as well.
Yeah, so what's the biggest thing that helps us is the system, not the motivation, but the system.
Yeah. So we use cloud storage for the documents, digital folders for every property, shared task lists, calendar reminders, spreadsheets for financial tracking, what else? Checklists for everything actually as well. So I have everything on a spreadsheet actually marked down what we need to do.
Yeah, because it's very good at computers. So they just share everything to me in the email or stuff like that. And
We have to be organized.
the more organized you become, it's the less stressful in that investing feels.
Yeah, but I think in general, it's manageable. If you have a full-time job and you want to buy a condo, do renovations, find a management company, I think it's doable. You just need to plan and dedicate some time because and also when it comes to communication, you have to start early. Like for finding the Airbnb, a management company, I'm already talking with many companies for 2 months, I think, but still I'm no closer of signing a contract. So because of all the delays, you have to keep chasing. So also patience is the key here as well.
Yep.
If there's one thing we've learned from this journey is that buying a condo in Manila is much more than choosing a unit. We're dealing with financing, developers, legal documents, property management, taxes, renovations, long-term planning. There's a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah, but despite all the challenges, we're excited about the investments and we're looking forward for sharing every steps of our journey with you.
Exactly. So if you're also buying a condo in Philippines, let us know in the comments below. Or if you have recommendations for condo management, also let us know.
Yeah, and what currently are you in your project and what are your other projects that you're considering as well? If you have any questions, leave them below, and many for our future videos come directly from the subscribers' comments as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So thank you very much for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Bye!